Lee Anderson's on the way, but first, the clash. Now, King Charles's coronation invites have been sent, and it's not just the fanciful design catching people's eyes. The palace has controversially dropped the word consort, meaning that Camilla will officially be known as the Queen. Queen Camilla, after the historic event. It's been quite a reputational rehabilitation for Cam after she faced fierce resistance to becoming Charles's second wife in 2005. Just 7% of the public were in favour back then. To calm nerves, the palace announced she would only ever be known as Princess Consort to respect Princess Diana's legacy. But despite repeated confirmations from the palace over the years, Charles was never happy with the arrangement. And during last year's Jubilee, the late Queen Elizabeth II announced her desire for Camilla to be known as Queen Consort. So look, it's fair to say Charles and Camilla have served the royal family and country tirelessly for the best part of 20 years. Indeed, they visited the Talbot Yard food court in Moulton, North Yorkshire today. But I still have a few reservations about this elevation of her royal presence. After all, we were given repeated assurances that she would only ever be a consort. But what do you think? Does Camilla deserve to be known as the Queen, or should she remain as Queen Consort? Email me, Dan at gbnews.uk, at gbnews. Big vote going on there now. But to help me make up your mind, I'm joined by the editor of Majesty magazine, Ingrid Seward, and the royal expert, big Princess Diana fan, Kinsey Schofield. So, Ingrid, look, I understand Camilla has paid her dues, she's done her time, but isn't this a bit soon? You know, it feels like the country is still mourning the Queen, you know, and when we say the Queen, at the moment, Ingrid, you have to admit we don't mean Camilla, we're referring to Queen Elizabeth II.
Well, you might be, Dan, but I'm not. When you marry a king, you automatically become queen. And Camilla, we've been saying it in Majesty magazine since she became queen. And I think it was our late queen, our late queen's wish that Camilla would be accepted, which was why a year ago on the anniversary of her accession, which was in February 22, she made the announcement that Camilla would be known as Queen Consort, because the Queen is really sensitive to what people thought. And she knew perfectly well not everybody globally loved Camilla as perhaps she would like them to. So she wanted people to know that it was her approval. And then, of course, now the coronation is only a month away. You know, people need to be told she will be Queen Camilla, not the Queen Consort. And I think it's sort of let people into it gently, and I think that's the right way of doing things.
I mean, Ingrid, I do hear you on that. Of course I do. But I think you make a critical point that the Queen was talking about Camilla becoming Queen Consort, not Queen Camilla. Kinsey Schofield, do you feel that this is disrespectful to Princess Diana's memory?
Great question. And I just want to say, first off, I love Ingrid, so I'm not fighting with her in any way, shape, or form. But, Diana and Ingrid met her. Diana had a undeniable magic touch. And I have met people in the UK, in Canada, in America that, met her at their bedside. And they are disappointed by this decision. And Diana provided the country with two heirs, and that was a sacrifice that she made. I mean, truly, she made a sacrifice. I mean, I do think that Camilla should be Queen Consort because that is certainly what the Queen wanted. But the idea of dropping the consort so quickly, we call Catherine, Princess of Wales. We don't want to call her Kate Middleton. She is Catherine, Princess of Wales. And Camilla technically and legally is the Queen Consort. So I don't see the problem in calling her Queen Consort.
Ingrid?
Catherine is not Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Catherine is the Princess of Wales, if you're picking holes in this, which I don't like to do. So I do see what you mean, but the Queen, she is the wife of a king, and she's about to be crowned, the wife of a king. She's about to be crowned and anointed queen. So she really is a queen. Now, in the case of Prince Philip, just to make it quite simple, if I can,
because he wasn't king. He wasn't king.
No, he was a prince consort. He didn't take the title from his wife, but wives take the title from their husband. So Camilla takes the title from her husband, and he is king and she is queen. And that it's as simple as that. And I really don't think. I mean, Diana's been dead. And I love Diana. She's been dead for over 25 years. And I really don't think that she would object. Well,
but we don't know that. We don't know that, Ingrid, for sure, do we? Because Kinsey, look, for folk like me and you, who are super fans of Diana and absolutely do respect her memory, that doesn't mean that you don't like Camilla, but it does mean that you think about what Diana wanted too. And the one thing Diana never wanted to see, it was the biggest obsession she had about the royal family, because she supported the late Queen, but she didn't want to see Charles as king, and she certainly did not want to see a Queen Camilla, ever. That was her worst nightmare.
I don't think she didn't want Charles to be king.
I don't agree with her. I certainly think I've seen the evolution of Charles. I really admire the man he's become. And I do think at the end of the day that, and you and I've talked about this offline, at the end of the day, Charles and Camilla were soulmates. So you can't look at them and not, think that you are happy that they ended up together and they're exactly where they should be. But I do agree that there are some people that are so fiercely on Diana's side and that can't forgive and forget. And that's unfortunate. Specifically in America, where the Crown is reliving all of this chaos of the 80s and the 90s. Absolutely, it's fresh for Americans. Yeah. But do I think Camilla has paid her dues? Absolutely, and I love and admire her too.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, Ingrid. I am on the fence about this one, but my suspicion is this is all being driven by Charles. I think Camilla herself would have been completely happy to be the Queen consort.
I agree with you, Dan. I actually totally agree with you. I think this is all driven by Charles. He's saying, she's my wife, she will be queen, that's what I want. She will sit beside me on the throne at the coronation and she will be anointed queen. And I should actually think that Camilla would be absolutely quite willing, to do anything far lower key, but she's got to do it now. She's in that position, and I should think she's terrified.